Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. So traders, let's have a quick market update across the stock market today. And we'll see what's going on through there. So the interesting thing about the stock market is I've always had much bigger targets when it comes to the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and also the Nasdaq. Now I was expecting to see some form of a pullback out of the S&P, but you can see today we actually had a very nice update. The S&P eked out just a 0.8%, Dow Jones 0.3%, but the Nasdaq was the big one. The Nasdaq was the one that actually had quite a nice up bar through here, and you can see that we're actually really strong through here. And it's something that I know that I've been saying for a while now is don't fight a big bull market. Don't try to short a big bull market. And I know some people recently were shorting, and I don't know why. Some people were shorting Tesla because they thought it was overbought, oversold, and the market's going to drop and so on and so forth. If the market's strong in a direction, then just don't fight that, okay? Do not fight that. So we're looking at the S&P 500, and we didn't get a pullback. We still could overall get a pullback through here. But you can see what's happening if I draw some trend lines here. All right, if I draw some trend lines, you can see how we're sort of in that sort of range through there. So for the S&P 500 to have any form of a pullback, right, which would be that 50% level, the trigger for that pullback now would be this point through here. If we fail, so if I go to the S&P 500, yeah, if we do fail, we don't know. It's actually, I wouldn't be short in the market, definitely not. But if we fail here tomorrow and we start to break down, that's going to give us a sort of a shoulder head shoulder formation, and the projection for that would be around the 4,400 level. But remember, that's just a short-term pullback that could happen over 1 or 2 days, and then away we go again. So that's what I'm seeing through there on the S&P 500. Very similar point to the Dow Jones as well too. You can see how we're definitely we're getting to a point here where we got this really good strong upward trend through here, and we've got bouncing, and we bounced for the last few days. Same for the S&P 500. If the Dow Jones starts to fail here and we start to break down, then we could see a bit more of a pullback, not a crash. This is not the top of the market. Okay, for people that are still trying to call this top in the market, even though the market's rallied strong, just don't, guys. Okay, just don't. You have a 10% probability of being right and a 90% probability of being wrong. Why not? Why not go with something that has a much better probability of doing well for you? You know, like, don't make life difficult for yourself. But I know, right? Because, you know, you're trying to pick the top of the market because if the market does crash again, you're going to make millions and millions of dollars, right? Remember, big crashes take time. The 2008 stock market crash was 2008, right? That was 365 days. COVID was a black swan, okay? That happens once in 50 years or whatever, right? We're not going to get that again, okay? We're not going to get a sharp drop down for 30 days like that and then a complete rally, okay? What's likely to happen is we're likely to rally out of this thing, continue to rally up even after even if we do get a bit of a pullback. And then we're going to start to slowly top out, and then we're going to start to see a 6 to 12 month bear market, okay? So don't be trying to, oh my goodness, I'm going to try and short the market here because I know everything is so bad in the world. So therefore, the market's got to tank, right? The big thing, traders, is that stress test that thought. Just because you think or something sounds logic in the market, it's the markets and strong true investing is opposite to what most people think. Okay, so when there's most people really fearful, that's the time to be greedy. And I'm still seeing a lot of people fearful, even when people are trying to short Tesla. So we're seeing that through their traders, and also the same for the Nasdaq as well too, right? Very strong sort of upward movement through here. So that'll be the same thing for the Nasdaq. If we do fail through and we break down, we're going to get a little bit of a pullback, maybe a 50% retracement on that. but then after that, we are off to the races, or we may not even get that pullback through here. Again, the trigger would be breaking below this line if that happens tomorrow, or we may just continue breaking to the upside. If I have a look at the actual Nasdaq, the Dow Jones itself, no, there's actually nothing there. So there we go, traders. Hope this helps you out, and I'll see you in the next video. Traders, I want to invite you to my webinar that I'm running today. And on this webinar, I'm going to share with you all the details to my #1 trading system for the last 17 years and how I only trade 1 hour per day. Plus, also going to be learning the 3 secrets that I had to master over the last 17 years to generate a really good income. If you go to johnsfreetraining.com, or there should be a link in the description, click on that. Go over there right now, register. If you are struggling with the trading right now, I promise you this is going to completely game change, because you're going to understand why you are going backwards and why you're losing money. And then I'm going to teach you exactly what the system I use that gets me a really high % win-loss ratio. So this is what I want you to do right now. Go to johnsfreetraining.com. Go over there, register for my webinar right now today, because you're going to absolutely love it. Or there should be a link in the description. And I look forward to seeing you on the webinar. So go to that right now, and I look forward to seeing you on my next webinar. Go to that right now. Go to johnsfreetraining.com. Go to that right now.